Thank you. Thank you. So to get us started, my name is Jenny Jones. I am the director of Respond, and I'm actually going to put us over here on this page where you can meet all the members of our team. So like I said, my name is Jenny Jones. I am the director of the Respond program. I've been with the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition for a little over 7 years. With me today is some of the members of my team. So I will start with Heather Craig.
Hi, my name is Heather Craig. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. I am the targeted recruiter for the Respond program. I have been with the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition in this position for about 2.5 years now. A little bit about me personally is I was a former caseworker as well as a foster parent, and I have adopted 3 children from foster care.
Yes, and some of the other oh, go ahead, Brooke.
Oh. Hi, everyone. Thanks for showing up tonight. My name is Brooke Nix. I am a Respond Family Development Specialist. I have been with the coalition for 2.5 years, and I've been in the social work field for over 11 years.
Yes, and then some of the other members of our team who are not here with us tonight are also Respond Family Development Specialists, and that would be La Carla Williams and Terica Reese. So we're going to go ahead and just jump into our presentation for the evening. So the first thing that we're going to do is just give a little bit of history about the program of Respond, where it started. So Respond was an agency created in the 1990s by Howard and Vicki Denson to recruit African American and Black foster parents for Black and African American children. Ultimately, Respond, which was, like I said, an entire agency, did have to close their doors due to um, lack of funding. Um, Missouri Representative Kimberly Ann Collins, who was adopted through the Respond program, so her parents were recruited through Respond, and then she was ultimately adopted through the program, led the effort to secure that funding for the program and include it in the state budget. And so really because of her, we're able to do the work that we're able to do to connect children and families together today. So in 2022, because of Kimberly Ann Collins's hard work, we received that funding to revive the program. And in June of 2022, the Respond program began attending different events in the community and also bringing just awareness to the issue. And we really started to build the partnerships that we have formed with other community partners and other entities in the greater St. Louis region.
All right, so the facts. Here's what we know. Black children are in care at a completely disproportionate rate to their white counterparts. There also is a disproportionality amongst the Black foster parents in comparison to other races and nationalities. Only 13% of our non-relative foster parents are Black or African American. So that means the foster parents that are not related to the children in care. Nearly 70% of our children, however, identify as Black or African American. Black children also are staying in foster care nearly a year longer than their white counterparts. So, going to the next slide. So we also know that when children have a really strong tie to their cultural identity, they have better outcomes. This is especially true when children experience trauma, such as being in care. So we know that that positive cultural identity can lead to greater self-esteem, greater adjustments, and increased levels of social well-being. So it's really, really important to us at the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition Respond program that we make sure we maintain those cultural identity ties. So, how we respond. Our goal is to address this social issue and injustice by recruiting more culturally competent foster parents. We want to make sure that we do our best to pair potential foster parents with our program. So we connect them with myself as a recruiter, with Jenny as a director, and also with our family development specialists that are going to take that journey and that walk with them through the process. Our sole objective is to try to close that gap and make sure that we increase the number of available Black and African American foster homes in the greater St. Louis area.
Okay, so the next thing we'll talk about, is the process. We really outline this process so that individuals who are interested get a greater sense of what everything looks like from start to finish. So the first step after meeting the family initially would be to have an initial meeting with myself and Heather. During that time, we spend time discussing different myths that you might have heard about fostering from the community. We also spend some time getting to know you, um, getting to know the type of child that you would be interested in fostering, and really talking about our training. We talk very specifically about what a family development specialist is, what the role will look like for them walking alongside of our foster parents or potential foster parents as they go through the journey. We talk a lot about that. And then we get you all set up to actually apply to be in the program. So before the meeting is even over and you have decided that you would like to move forward, I will then send out our application packet, which includes just the basic fostering application information on fingerprints and other background checks, a medical form, and a questionnaire. Once I receive that packet back from our families, and we have a couple of ways of, how we go about receiving it back. Of course, families will always have the option to scan it back to us. They could put it in the mail, they could drive it to our office, or we would even be willing to go by to their homes and pick it up for them if need be. The next step after we have the application back would be the start of the home assessment process. And so the first step in that home assessment process is having our targeted recruiter, Heather, along with our family development specialist coming out to your home. They do perform a walkthrough of the home. And during that time, I tell everyone, you don't need to have anything ready. Don't go out and buy 15 different outfits in 15 different sizes. They're just getting a feel for your space. And also, they're going to have you complete some of that pre-licensure paperwork. They're also available to answer any questions that you might have. And really, the reason why Heather is there is to support both the family development specialist and the family as that person who has that experience as a former foster and adoptive mom. Once Brooke or our other family development specialists come back from that initial home visit and say, this family is ready to go, then we get you set up for training. So training would be the third step. And right now we are using the MoCares training. It is 10 weeks long. So there is a process, we do allow our families to miss a couple of trainings during the time that they're in training, but they would have to make that up at a later date. Between weeks 3 and 5 of training, that home assessment next step continues. And that's when the family development specialist goes back in the home, and that's when the interview process begins. And so, I tell people that interview process can feel uncomfortable, it can feel intrusive or invasive. They dig really deep, they become very familiar with our families. We get to know pretty much everything there is to know about you from birth up until this point in present time today. However, we don't just take that information. We don't just want to get all up in your business just for the fun of it. We take that information and we write what's called a home study. And so the home study is a 14 to 21 page document. We currently use a tool called SAFE, which allows us to write about our families in the absolute best light. So, I tell people if you had something in your background that you are not particularly proud of, let's say you were not a great student, it's okay. We will write about it in the absolute best light possible. Once you are all done with training, then we set you up for licensure. So our agency is not a child placing agency, meaning we would typically not be the ones to call you and say, hey, we have a child who is in need of a home. Would you be willing to take this child? That is not us. However, it is the agencies that we partner with. So we partner with several agencies here locally in the greater St. Louis region who license our families. But that last step is something that not any other agencies in the greater St. Louis region offer, and that's an extra layer of support. So that family development specialist who was working with you during that home assessment piece during that interview process will stay on and support you for the first 2 years that you are a licensed foster parent. So, what does that support look like? So, let's say you have a child that comes to your home and they don't have very much clothing. We have the resources to get you clothing. We do the same things with diapers. If you are in search of a therapeutic resource or a daycare resource, we can help you locate that. If you just need advice on how to navigate a different situation with a child placed in your home, we do that as well. If just want to vent because it's been a hard day, we do that as well. Um, there generally is not a phone call that our family development specialists do not answer. Um, Fortunately and unfortunately, we typically will work 7 days a week if we need to. If our families call us, they know that we will answer the phone. And the reason why we do that is because a lot of times for our families, we are the only ones who answer the phone. And so we want to ensure that every family who goes through our program and through our process is going to continue to feel that support even after they've gone through training, after they've gone through the home assessment process, because when they actually have the kids in their home, that's when they're going to need that support the most. So this is what we've done so far. So far, we have licensed 25 families in counting because we will be licensing families within the next couple of weeks. We've had over 33 children placed in homes now, including children who are older youth and sibling groups. We have attended a total of 48 events, with 40 of those events being targeted specifically for Black and African American audiences. And we have built partnerships with local police, the St. Louis History Museum, libraries, churches, recently with government officials and more. That list, we want to just continue to grow and grow and grow. So I won't read all of these to you, but the one I want to focus on speaks to, what other supports do our families get after, they are licensed. So this one says they offer support meetings, which are helpful for hearing about other foster families' experiences and ongoing challenges. It's been supportive in processing situations that are often out of our control. So, one of the things that we knew that we wanted to do when we revived this program that the previous Respond program had was support groups. We went into it not really knowing how we wanted it to look, but we just jumped in both feet and said, we have got to get this support group off the ground. And so because Heather, as I've said, is a former foster and adoptive mother, she is also the person who is facilitating that support group. She understands firsthand the experiences that our families are having. Guiding them is something she uses her personal experience to do to help the foster parents feel better about where they are in their situations. And so we have this support group the last Wednesday of every single month, and we offer this to our families who are licensed. In the future, we will offer it up to more families within the community. But right now, we just offer it to our families who've gone through our specific program. And, what I can tell you about our support group is that we know that it has made a difference in the lives of the people who regularly attend. We know that it is a safe space for them. We know that they look forward to it every single month. And so, we just hope that over time, with new families, this space gets even bigger and better.
Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about some different myths and facts. A lot of times we get people who say, you know what, I thought about fostering. It's something that I kind of toyed with, but I'm just not sure if I'm a good fit for it. I'm not sure if my background or my current living situation really is what is needed if I'm going to be a foster parent. So come with us on our little video journey here, and then we'll talk more about different myths and facts when it's over.
Hey,
Huh?
yes, you.
Who are you?
My name is Rosie Respond. I'm here to ask you for a favor.
I'm not sure I'll be much help.
What makes you say that?
I've just been feeling so tired and helpless. It's like no matter what I do, I can't make a difference in my community. So many families need help, but I'm just one person.
Whoa, hold it right there. Help me help you.
Where are we?
Honey, we're in the community. This is where you live. And right here, thousands of children need your help.
How can I help them? Like I said, I'm just one person.
With Respond, you're never just one person. You can help in more ways than you know.
Wait, what is Respond?
Respond is a program of the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition. It's a new, culturally competent approach to foster care. We recruit and train Black families, help them get licensed, and support them as they help Black children heal.
Wow, that sounds great. But it sounds like it takes a long time.
It only takes 4 to 6 months to become a foster parent. That pales in comparison to a lifetime of healing you can help create. And Respond is by your side through it all. After that, you're on your way to making a difference for Black children in your community.
Less than a year? I can totally do that. But I'm not married. I already have children, and I'm not sure I make enough money.
Those are all myths. Great foster parents come from all family types, income levels, educational backgrounds, and employment statuses. You can already have children in your home. You can never be too old. And you don't need to live in a gated community. These kids need your help. Someone who knows their community and culture.
Wow, where have you been all my life, Rosie Respond? I can't wait to get started and support these kiddos.
Respond would love to have you. When you become a Respond foster parent, you're not just supporting kiddos. You're supporting the culture and community that upholds them. Studies show that having a strong, positive cultural identity leads to greater self-esteem, higher education level, better psychological adjustment, improved coping abilities, and decreased levels of loneliness and depression. Having a strong cultural identity contributes to high levels of social well-being. And on top of all that, the Coalition's programs work together to support Respond, which means they support Respond families. When you're part of the Respond family, you're part of the Coalition family.
Wow, what more could you want for children in your community? Where do I sign up?
Okay, so lots of information covered in that video. A few things I want to highlight. So, people often ask us, are foster parents just babysitters? The answer is no. A foster parent is not some glorified babysitter. You actually are parenting the child. So when it comes to a medical decision or a school incident, things like that, they are going to contact you as the foster parent. Childcare, setting all that stuff up is going to also go through the foster parent. Am I too old to foster? Absolutely not. All of our traditional foster parents are at least 21 years of age, but that age can go on up. Do I need to reside in a big home or be of a certain demographic? Also a big no. Just like Rosie Respond said, we are in your community. It does not matter what your zip code is, if you live in a huge mansion with a white picket fence, if you are renting an apartment, all of that is okay and welcome. We want our children represented in every different housing style. Do I have to be married? Absolutely not. You can be married, you can be single, you can be a part of the LGBTQ plus community. We fully welcome and appreciate all different family types. So there's many misconceptions when it comes to fostering. If you have any questions at all, we are definitely here to answer those. We walk with each family through their journey independently, and we address things as those come up. So, what are the next steps? You've heard some information. We've kind of talked about our process. Inquire if you want to be a foster home, if you want to be a respite provider, if you want more information about what that would look like for you in your life, please reach out to us. We can definitely talk more in depth about all of that. Referring someone to respond is also a great next step. So maybe you've heard what we've said here today and you think, it's not really a great fit for me. I'm not sure if I want to foster, but I really should talk to my niece about this, or I really want to talk to my neighbor about this. Please do so. We are excited and open and ready to talk to anyone about Respond. The other thing you can do is connect with us in your other community contacts. So Jenny and I and the entire Respond team loves to come anywhere that we are in the community. So we will come to different church events, different groups you're a part of. We love to be in all spaces. We are all very passionate about the work of Respond. And so please connect us to your community contacts. And last, but certainly not least, spread the word. We can't continue to do the work that we're doing if people don't really hear about us, right? So we are out at community events, but it really goes a long way. If you could spread the word, tell a friend to tell a friend, we really appreciate it. And just by coming today, we really just want to thank you. You are helping to make a difference in the life of a child.
So this kind of concludes our formal presentation, but we would love to open it up to any questions that you might have for us. There's also a QR code if you would like more information, and it sends you directly to our inquiry link if you are interested. But for now, does anybody have any other questions?
We just covered everything that great, huh?
You did. I'm sure I have questions, but I'm driving and processing.
Okay, we get it.
Yeah, this information was really helpful as a former foster parent. Maybe 15 years ago, I liked the way everything was laid out so I could know what to kind of expect